Live from Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Hello, everyone. This is Josh here with the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. Please support our channel by hitting the like button below and subscribe to our channel. It helps our videos get out to a wider audience to grow the channel. I appreciate the support. So for today, I'll be going over 10 different Net 30 vendors, trade lines that will build your business credit if you can get approved with them. I'll go over the data points that I've personally experienced with my businesses with these companies and let you know my opinion. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one is Nav.com, Nav.com. They have a service called Nav Business Boost. It's $39 a month, and it gives you a wide variety of different things for their service that they provide, like help with funding, personal credit scores, TransUnion and Experian, as well as small business SBA FICO score. So I'm not going to get into too many details on each individual trade line today. I'll go through the in-depth reviews of each one at a later date. Just check out my videos coming up and I'll do in-depth reviews for each one. So let's get back to it. So with Nav Business Boost, it's $39 a month. I think you can get it a little cheaper than that if you do what I did, which is the quarterly. I just prepaid, I think it's like $99 or $95 for 3 months. It reports monthly to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian, as well as Equifax Business. So it reports as like a utility payment. So you really need to have like 3 to 5 trade lines reporting to Dun and Bradstreet to generate a Paydex score. And Paydex score is what everybody looks for when extending credit for business. So this is just one more way to do it. You don't have to do it if you're already established business, but if you're not established business, I would highly suggest to go forward with the Nav Business Boost if you have the extra money to do it. So as I said, it reports monthly to Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax Business. It does take about 45 to 60 days to start reporting to all 3 bureaus. It's a great option for new businesses. So like I said, there's 10 that I'm going to be covering in this video, so I'm not going to go into in-depth review on each one. I'll do that later in the coming days, so I'm just putting this out there right now. So the next one is Crown Office Supplies. So you can go to their website, crownofficesupplies.com. I've used them for 2 of my businesses. They have a $99 sign-up fee. I know it's a little odd, but you do have to pay a sign-up fee with this company to show them that you're serious about growing your business credit and that you're a serious business. So you pay the $99 setup fee, and they'll come back with a credit line anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 Net 30 account trade line that they'll report to Dun and Bradstreet, Experian Commercial, and Equifax Business. And they also now report to Creditsafe, which is a newer business credit reporting agency that's starting to collate data. So it's a good option for new businesses. So basically with Crown Office Supplies, you pay the $99 setup fee. It's all set up, your account's set up. They'll give you a credit limit, and then you can order, I think I ordered headphones or a Bluetooth headset Their items are a little bit pricey compared to what you get off Amazon, but hey, it's a fee that you have to pay, a premium you have to pay if you're just starting off. So this is a good option for new businesses that are trying to build credit fast. So, all right, on to the number 3 is Summa Office Supplies. So number 3 and number 4 are two companies that are owned by the same company, basically. So Summa Office Supplies, they have a $75 minimum purchase to basically get the credit limit with them to start reporting. And they'll give you a credit limit of up to $2,000. From what I've seen, everyone's getting about $2,000 reporting. The only thing about them is they only report to Equifax Business. So Equifax Business isn't pulled as much as Dun and Bradstreet and Experian Commercial, but it is one that you may want to get. So, and you can only use the credit line for downloadable items, basically. So they have like Quicken and ebooks and different things like that. So as long as you purchase that, you can do the digital download. It's a good option to build your Equifax Business credit profile. So that's SummaOfficeSupplies.com. And then this other one is, I think I made a mistake here. It's Strategic Network Solutions, STNTSOL.com. And Strategic Network Solutions is owned by the same company as Summa Office Supplies. It's the same as I just said above about Summa Office Supplies, so I'm not going to get into that. It's basically just a second trade line if you want to get a second one reporting to Equifax. It'd be, another option to do. So the 5th one is Sunbelt Rentals. Sunbelt Rentals business account. It's a net 30 account. Sunbeltrentals.com. So the starting credit limit up to $40,000. We got, I think it was $19,000 credit limit. So they report to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. You need to rent something first and pay the invoice on time to trigger the reporting. So what you could do is like what we did is we rented like an air compressor and a drill for one of my businesses that wasn't too expensive, $100 or whatever, and that triggered the reporting. So this is a good option if you already have like 1 to 3 reporting trade lines to Dun & Bradstreet or Experian. In particular Experian, because I believe that's who they're looking at when they're pulling the business credit terms to offer out to extend out to you. So that's sunbeltrentals.com. And I'm going to be doing an in-depth review on them in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that and subscribe so you can stay notified on when I drop that video. So the next one is number 6, the CEO Creative. So the CEO Creative, I haven't personally used them, but I have friends that have used them. They charge a $69 annual fee, and the starting credit limit is up to $1,000. They basically provide business services such as website design, hosting, and they also do like printing, like Vistaprint. So if you get business cards or bumper stickers or whatever, they do report to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Creditsafe. Their website says that you need to be in business for 60 days for approval. Their website is the CEOcreative.com. Like I said, I haven't personally used them, but a few friends of mine have. And they do a pretty good job, and they have great customer service. So number 7 is globalindustrial.com. I did a in-depth review already, so you can check the link description or the video description, and I'll link out to that so you can check that out more in depth. They start a net 30-day account, starting credit limit of $300 to $1,000. For newer businesses, I would suggest doing like what we did on one of our businesses, only making the account up and setting up the business account online and ordering only about $75 to $100 item or whatever, and then for your first order, I should say, and then click the open terms on the website. There's an area where you can click payment method. You want to do open terms, net 30. Select that instead of hitting credit card. And then that will process, and it usually takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days to hear back from them that your order has been approved and shipped. It is best if you already have like 2 or 3 trade lines reporting, but if you don't, you could still try as long as everything else is already set up as far as your website and registered EIN, and you at least have a DUNS number and Experian Commercial profile at least set up. Okay, so go over to number 8. So number 8, 9, and 10 are ones that I've noticed that are COVID sensitive. When I say COVID sensitive, they're not really giving out credit terms to newer businesses. If they are, they need you to basically prepay orders and do that for 3 to 6 times before they're gonna, give you net 30 terms. So Granger, I have a little bone to pick with them because they approved me for $1,000 credit limit, and then I went to order like something for $100, and it came back and they pulled the credit limit and said it's prepaid. So that was one of the first ones I started, over 6 months ago. So they report monthly to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. Based on what I know, it's best to have a Paydex score of 75 or more and Experian Intel score of 80 or more. So Granger is best for businesses with 3 to 5 trade references already established a bit. So now on to number 9 is Uline. Everyone talks about Uline. Unfortunately, Uniline is very COVID sensitive. I've been on the phone with them several times. They just will not give new businesses credit unless you have established track history with other vendors. So I wouldn't even waste my time with Uline unless you have 5 trade lines already reporting and been in business 6 to 12 months already. So they report monthly to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. It's best to have Paydex score of 75 or more and Experian Intel score of 80, just like Granger. So again, this option is for businesses with 3 to 5 trade lines already reporting to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. So they are COVID sensitive. They're not really giving out terms. 10th one is Quill.com. I love Quill. They give great prices, free shipping and everything. But they are a bit COVID sensitive. They're not COVID sensitive compared to Uline and Granger, but they want to see that you're, legitimate business and you already have a few trade lines reporting. So some of the other ones that I mentioned above, like the top 5 ones, those would be good ones to get those reporting and then get the Quill. So they report monthly to Dun and Bradstreet. Best to have a Paydex score of 75 or more. So again, like I said, they have good prices. Quill.com, and they're definitely a good option if you already have established trade lines. If you don't, I would wait until you get a few others, reporting. Anyways, I think that covers it for this video. It was just a short rundown I wanted to go over. A quick rundown on 10 trade lines Tier 1. I have about 30 or 40 more trade lines that I'll be posting for part 2 and part 3 in the coming days. So please subscribe and hit the bell notification. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll get more videos out to you guys soon. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.